Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for another hashtag Friday Reads, and if you don't know what that is, just read in the description below and it's all explained for you. So this weekend I am just finishing up It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. I literally have just about maybe 20 pages left to read in the story, and yeah, I'll probably be finishing this within the next hour, probably while this video is uploading to YouTube. I'm also reading Mark Siegel's Sailor Twain, or The Mermaid in the Hudson as it's called. This is a graphic novel. I'm more than halfway through already, and it's got some really nice, really rich, like, charcoal drawings throughout the book. It's all black and white, of course. I like the style. It's pretty strong and bold looking and everything. A pretty good story so far. Sailor Twain's basically a captain of a ship, and the book begins with a mysterious hooded figure approaching him, and it turns out to be a woman, and she wants some information from him, and she has this necklace which he promises to give him if he gives her the information she's looking for. And there's a mention of a trial. None of the necklace or the trial or anything has been have we encountered yet in the story. So I'm curious to see where that aspect comes into play. But the whole book is basically him telling the story to the woman, and about him kind of discovering a mermaid and many other things. So I'm curious to see where this story goes. It's pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it. In addition to that, as soon as I finish at least the Vizzini book, my next novel I plan on reading is Enders by Alyssa Price. This is the book. It's a fairly thin book. I don't have the dust jacket because I'm borrowing it at the moment. It's about 273 pages, and it is actually the sequel to this book, Starters. This one is an ARC copy. The hardcover had this dust jacket, and then they did one of those cover changes, which I absolutely hate, because I thought this was a pretty cool cover. But I read this one very early in 2012, and have been waiting since then for the sequel to finally come out, which it has just come out. So I believe this is just going to be a duology, and I'm curious to see how the story is going to progress. Starters and Enders refers to two different groups of people. Enders are older people. They live much longer in this society, and as they come to old age and infirmities that they encounter, they're unable to do a lot of things. Well, starters are the younger people, and they can actually volunteer to loan their bodies, you might say, to the older people, where their essence is put into that person's body, and they live vicariously through them. But there's a contract and everything. It's a specific period of time. And it's generally, the starters are the young kids that are sort of on their own, almost like homeless and fending for themselves, and it's the only way they can make some money. So there are some really cool twists and turns in this. It's a strange dystopian type society, and I really want to know how it's going to all kind of conclude. I'm hoping this is, like I said, just a duology, and I can kind of finish off the series, which is sort of my goal this year, is to really complete some series. So in addition to these, I'm also actually listening to an audiobook, something I just kind of plug my iPod into the car on the way to work and listen to it on the drive back and forth. So I've been listening to Requiem, which is the third book in the Delirium trilogy, and I'm about halfway through that one so far, and I'm really enjoying it. And again, I'll be able to complete another series, so 2 to check off my list for the beginning of this year, so that'll be great. And so these are all the books I'll be reading this weekend, and hopefully you guys are reading something good. Let me know down below what you're reading, or if you've read any of these, or if you think you might like to read any of them. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and happy reading.